These people are born with conditions that set them apart from others and make them struggle more with their existence. However, despite the odds stacked against them from birth, some exceptional ones have managed to work towards living a normal life, and their stories are amazing. So let's take a look at some of the most odd and unusual people who were born different. Before we get started, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thanks for watching. Number 10. Versavia Boran-Goncharova. Starting off our list in the number 10 spot is the most unusual of them all. 11-year-old Versavia suffers from a rare disease known as pentology of Cantrell. This disease is so rare, it only occurs in 1 out of 1 million people. Versavia has her heart located outside of her chest. Sadly, because of the disease, she has a deformed diaphragm, abdominal walls, and chest, and also lacks several bones. Unlike other children that would see this as a death sentence or develop a hard outlook on life, Versavia has learned to live with this illness and encourages others to do the same too. Despite the pain she experiences, she doesn't allow her situation to deter her from enjoying life in the littlest way she can. However, the child has to be careful while dressing or bathing, as any rough edges could damage her heart, leading to death. There is currently a cure for her illness, but surgeons have agreed to perform a complicated surgery on her, which would put her heart right back in its place. Number 9. Vanellope Hope Wilkins. Vanellope Hope Wilkins' birth is 1 in 1 million. Born in Leicester in 2017, Vanellope Hope Wilkins was born with her heart outside of her body. When Vanellope got the news of their child's condition during the pregnancy stage, the family was advised to terminate because there was a 90% chance that the situation would be fatal. However, the family said that they kept faith and hoped that their then unborn daughter would survive in the womb. Despite the youngster's crucial health circumstances, doctors at Nottingham's Queen's Medical Centre swung into action to keep her alive, which they did. Since she was born without a breastbone, she had to undergo 3 surgical operations to ensure her heart returned to its rightful position. She survived the operations, but her parents said doctors told them that there was a high chance that the youngster would be completely blind by the time she hits 7 years old. The family, including their doctors, had hoped Vanellope would live a normal life. Still, they were all disappointed after the youngster was diagnosed with epilepsy, autism, and a high chance of losing her eyesight completely as she grew older. At number 8, Mandy Sellers. Born on the 20th of February of 1975, Mandy Sellers has unique big legs, often dubbed as the elephant legs. Her biography revealed that Mandy had successfully tried to live a normal life and in fact boasts of a college degree despite her condition. In a 2012 medical report by Cambridge Clinical Research Facility, it was revealed that this Lancashire-born woman had legs that kept on growing because of a mutation that usually leads to overgrown skin, bone, fat, and tissue. She also happens to be among about 120 people suffering from this rare condition. Mandy described herself as a TV star, not because of her condition, but because of many popular TV stations that have continued to cover her story. With a net worth of $97 million, Mandy Sellers has been able to successfully build a foundation that caters for people suffering from this rare condition around the world. In 2012, one of her legs was amputated, which allowed her to move around. But here's the shocking thing. Those amputated legs started growing again a short while later. So where does this leave Mandy Sellers? Well, this lady, who has been featured in movies such as Losing of My Giant Legs and The Eight-Limbed Boy, says she's not ready to give up on herself just yet, as she believes scientists will one day find a cure to her condition. At number 7, Kendra and Malia Heron. Kendra and Malia Heron were born as conjoined twins in August of 2006. The girls shared a large intestine, kidney, liver, pelvis, abdomen, and 1 leg each. After their birth, they spent 6 weeks at the hospital before returning home to their family. To remedy their birth condition, the girls used bandages which must be changed 3 times a week after spending weeks at the hospital. To keep the girls alive, especially Malia, the family had to source an extra kidney because they were born with only 1 kidney. The girls also had to undergo surgeries to straighten their backs every 6 months and daily physical therapy to keep them in good shape. When they hit 4 years old, they underwent surgery to separate them. 6 surgeons and 25 support staff did the surgery in an operation lasting more than 20 hours. At number 6, Mandy Sellers. Born on the 20th of February 1975, Mandy Sellers has a unique big legs, often dubbed as elephant legs. Her biography revealed that Mandy had successfully tried to live a normal life and, in fact, boasts of a college degree despite her condition. In a 2012 medical report by Cambridge Clinical Research Facility, it was revealed that this Lancashire-born woman had legs that kept on growing because of a mutation that usually leads to overgrown skin, bone, fat, and tissue. She also happens to be among about 120 people suffering from this rare condition. Mandy described herself as a TV star, not because of her condition, but because many popular TV stations have continued to cover her story. With a net worth of $97 million, Mandy Sellers has been able to successfully build a foundation that caters for people suffering from rare conditions around the world. In 2012, one of her legs was amputated, which allowed her to move around, but here's the shocking thing. Those amputated legs started growing again a short while later. So where does this leave Mandy Sellers? Well, this lady who has been featured in movies such as Losing My Giant Legs and The Eight-Limbed Boy said she's not ready to give up on herself just yet, as she believes scientists will one day find a cure for her condition. At number 5, Aliyah Sabour. Aliyah Sabour is the youngest professor in the world. She lectures at Seoul's Konkuk University in the Department of Advanced Technology in Fusion. Aliyah Sabour was 18 when she became a professor at the university. She started college at the age of 11. Aliyah Sabour was born and raised in Long Island, New York. Aliyah initially planned to dedicate her life to studying material science. However, she changed her opinion after a fallout with her supervisor, who she accused of using her work to get research funds without her consent. Aliyah's primary focus is developing a legal framework to protect students from losing their research to overzealous supervisors. Number 4, Dj Montalvo. Colombian-born Dj Montalvo was born with a very rare condition that saw him have a shell-like growth on his back, similar to that of the turtles in the popular animated show Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Coincidentally, he was also dubbed by locals as Turtle Boy. However, DJ's condition was not a thing of joy for him, as he always felt like he was carrying heavy baggage and he couldn't relieve himself of it. This was mostly due to the fact that the growth on his back contributed to at least 20% of his weight. According to doctors and specialists, the growth on his back was a result of a rare illness termed congenital melanocytic nevus. His story, however, doesn't end here, as prominent plastic surgeon Neo Bulstrode took up the case and performed successful surgery on the young boy. Today, DJ is just like any other kid and is living his best life. At number 3, Gavin George. Born to Eric and Mary George, Gavin made a name for himself as an astute pianist as far back as 2018, when he was 15. Gavin George is the youngest recipient of the Suzuki International Piano Concerto Competition and has 2 gold medals at the International Piano Competition. For the record, Gavin George has been playing at some of the world's biggest stages since he was 6 years old. His first 2 performances were at the Carnegie Hall in New York. As a youngster, Gavin George has performed on global stages across the US and across the Atlantic in cities like Rome, Italy, and Luxembourg. Regarding his interest in piano, Gavin George said the first time he heard a piano, he felt a natural force pulling him, and he's convinced that he's chosen the right path. Number 2, Gary Turner. At a young age, Gary Turner developed an unusual skin disorder. The collagen which supports the human skin and maintains a reasonable level of elasticity became defective for the young man. With this, the 51-year-old performer could stretch any layer of his skin for as long as 6¼ inches. On many occasions, the English-born performer would pull the skin on his jaw to cover his mouth and nose. Although Gary's bizarre talent makes a lot of people uncomfortable, which is understandable, he doesn't let it bother him. Instead, he has turned this rare skin condition into a source of entertainment and gets paid good money for it. And at number 1, baby Paisley. Baby Paisley was born with a rare condition known as Beckwith-Wiedemann syndrome. The condition's impact on a baby is that it causes the body's organs to grow at an astronomical rate. In the case of baby Paisley, their body organs affected was her tongue. Before Paisley was born, the ultrascan carried out on her mother showed that she was in perfect condition except for her tongue. At the time, Paisley's mom felt everything was okay, so she felt Paisley's tongue was that way because she liked sticking out her tongue. 32 weeks into the pregnancy, Paisley was delivered through cesarean section, and it was then that her mom recognized that there was trouble in paradise. At birth, the doctors didn't have a clue why Paisley's tongue was big beyond the norm. After several weeks of tests, a Stanford Children's Hospital report revealed Paisley was born with Beckwith-Wiedemann syndrome. 3 months after, Paisley was operated on, and because the tongue is a muscular organ that could grow back, Paisley's parents were conscious of the next stage of the operation. In the end, Paisley was operated upon twice, and since then, her tongue has been in good condition. And with that, we end today's video. Which unusual person did we miss on this list? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe and give us a like. And don't forget to turn on your post notifications so you never miss a video from Star 5. Thanks for watching.